Hello, YouTube. This is Tyrell at Shepherd's Club. I just got out of church. Find it interesting that I have this shirt on. This is not planned at all. This is just what I wore underneath my actual church shirt that's over here. It says truth sounds like hate. On the back it mentions truth sounds like hate to those who hate truth. And that's very, very true statement. I've been out to abortion clinics before witnessing, and they feel, a lot of people feel that if we are trying to warn them of something, tell them of something, that it's wrong, it's unbiblical, God hates this type of stuff, they feel that we hate them. Or homosexual marriage in the world today. If we warn them of something, they feel that, well, we don't agree with it, they feel that we hate it. But when you open up your Bible and see what the standard actually is, what God actually says about it, it's the truth. And we're just trying to give them the truth. We're not trying to spread hate. We don't hate any of those people. But sometimes truth does sound like hate if you don't want anything to do with the truth. So this topic today is going to be about fear. It's a topic that a lot of people that are in my community, my neighborhood, my family, they don't agree with me. They don't see fit. They listen to other talking puppets or talking pastors that they talk about a prosperity gospel and all this modern changing stuff rather than what the actual Bible does say. And a lot of people are not going to agree with me, and that is absolutely fine. I'm not forcing you to watch this channel, but I'm going to give you the truth. And whether you decide to ignore it or not, it doesn't change that it's there. A lot of people have said to aware people, prepared people like myself, that we need to quit living our life in fear. If we're preparing for disaster, or we have food in our cupboards, or we own a firearm, that we're living in fear. They say, what are you afraid of? Well, I'm not afraid of anything. That's the absolute truth. I'm not afraid of anything. A lot of people compare awareness and preparedness with fear and paranoia. I'm not scared. I'm not fearing anything. I'm not paranoid either, but I'm very aware of what's going on in the world. I'm very aware of what's going on around me, and I'm doing my best to be prepared for it. That's why I'm encouraging you with these videos, not to rely on me, not to rely on your neighbor, but to help you get a head start, help you get to thinking for yourself on different things you can do to be prepared, help you get alert, help you get aware. I mean, fear serves a purpose. I mean, fear can be a good thing. It serves a purpose. It gets you ready to fight or flight, fight or run if need be. And it's also something that we can't live in, though. It's also something that we can't just dwell in, live our whole life in fear. I mean, that's not healthy at all. I don't do that. I don't encourage you to. You're just going to have a miserable, horrible life if you're just going to live in fear your whole life. And guess what? I am not that person. I'm not afraid of anything. Having said that, I'm not Superman and I can't do everything. I saw an analogy once that a man mentioned about if you're in Yellowstone National Park, or you don't even have to be in Yellowstone. In my backyard, we've got bears. I don't know where you live. You may have mountain lions. You may have whatever it may be. You may be watching this in another part of the world. I don't know. In that part of the world, you may have a jaguar or lion. You may have hyenas. I don't know what it is in your neighborhood, but just think of wolf, bear. We'll just go back to bear here. If a bear comes, if you're just out in the mind your own business and a bear comes, what are you going to do? Now, I'm not going to tell you on how to evade a bear, escape a bear, fight off a bear. If need be, I can make another video on that because I've got a lot of suggestions on that as well. But if a bear comes, are you just going to stand there and let it kill you? Are you going to think, oh, it's such a cute little bear? and it just comes up to you and you're going to let it try to eat you, maul you to death? No, you're not. You're going to all of a sudden have a little fear. You're going to want to slowly get out of there. You may run, depending on how smart you are in the area of evading animals such as that. You may try to play possum, who knows. But bottom line is you're going to do something. You're not going to just, come to me, come kill me. No disciple in the Bible, no prophet in the Bible, nobody like that said, come kill me. Now they may have said, which they did say, if you see fit to kill me, go ahead. But they're not encouraging people to kill them. God placed a message on their heart to share the gospel with all the world. And they can't do that if they're dead. But if they're captured or whatnot, they're okay with being a martyr for their faith. God's called me to minister to people, lead an underground church here in the tribulation, the difficult times coming ahead, and I can't do that if I'm dead. The Bible makes it very clear that there are going to be saints here on earth, that we are going to be here for the tribulation, and that's going to be a completely different video that I'm going to go into, and I'm very passionate on that subject. But we are going to be here, and there are going to be Christians that live through the tribulation. It makes it very, very clear. I'll show you the verses. I'm not just coming up with a theory. It's very, very clear. So, those people evaded, they escaped, they survived. I mean, Jesus tells us in Matthew 24, when they come, flee into the wilderness. Don't go back and get your coat. Don't go back and get this. If somebody says, oh, don't worry about it, Jesus comes, don't listen. Everybody's going to know when Jesus comes. Every eye is going to see him. Everybody is going to know. It's not going to be no secret surprise. It doesn't say anything about that. Now, it may be a surprise if you're not aware for it. I encourage you to be aware. But there are people that are going to evade the bear. I encourage you to evade the bear. And I know you will. You're going to try to. What about a car? If a car's coming, your kid's out in the road, are you not going to be fearful? Tell your kid to hurry up and get out of the road. You maybe run down there to get your kid out of the road before a car comes. Or what if you're the one on the road and a car is about to hit you? Are you not going to try to jump out of the way? Are you not going to all of a sudden have fear? Yes, you are. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's absolutely fine. That's normal. That is normal. Fear serves a purpose. It alerts us, keeps us aware. Now, a bear, a car, anything like that, it's a dangerous situation. It's a deadly situation. Fear can save your life. So fear can be a good thing. Now, some will say, I've got notes here. I try to think these things out before I just random. If you wanted to come talk to me, I am not going to take the time to, here, let me write down notes before I tell you what to say. No, I'll tell you straight up. But I made notes just in case, so I don't forget something that I wanted to talk to you about. So, the next thing on it, some people say, well, if you're a Christian, why do you want to save your life? Don't you trust God? God will take care of you? What are you trying to prepare for? Why don't you let God kill you? Why don't you let the bear kill you, the car kill you, so you can go see your Jesus? Yes, I would love to. But then again, we're back to, I'm not fulfilling my purpose here on earth and spreading the gospel if I just say, here, I'm a Christian, come kill me. Now, I'm not afraid of the fact I'm a Christian. I will shout it on a rooftop. That is absolutely fine. But if Jesus has told me to go preach the gospel, Jesus has told me to be a watchman and go warn people of the sword coming, if Jesus has told me that when they come after us, we need to flee into the wilderness, we need to keep this up, we need to keep on trying to stay alive and keep on spreading the gospel, because when the tribulation comes, the Antichrist comes on the scene, all-out persecution on the Christian. Christians are going to be dying right and left. They're going to be killed right and left. There's going to be less and less godly influence. And we need to help this spread out. We need to help the world see Jesus. Yes, I trust God. Yes, I definitely trust God. But I'm not going to let the bear just come attack me. I'm not going to let a car come hit me. If I can evade, I'm going to evade. If I do nothing about it at all, I feel like I'm basically allowing suicide to happen. I'm allowing myself to commit suicide even though I'm not the one doing the killing. But I'm allowing it to happen. That's another thing. I trust God, and I'm going to use the sense that God gave me. Now, I live life. I have a good life. I'm very happy in life with where I'm living, with my wife, my friends around me, my neighbors. I'm very, very happy. I don't live in a bunker. I don't. I don't live in a bunker. I could spin around. There's a window. There's daylight out there. This is my office in my house. But I don't live in a bunker. I work 2 jobs. I go to school. I sometimes bounce from church to church. I don't follow just one straight person. I like to get a variety. I like to bounce around from church to church. I reach out. I enjoy life. Yet I see what's going on. I'm not just huddled down in a bunker, all scared. I'm getting out. I'm reaching out. And I still know what's going on. And I'm enjoying life too. Now, I'm not living on a beach. Now, I'm not living on a farm with 5,000 acres in Montana. I would love that. I would love to live on a ranch, be a farmer with 5,000 acres and everything. That'd be lovely. I would love to be a farmer. But I don't have that money. I don't live in Montana. God hasn't necessarily called me to that area. God hasn't called me to relax on a beach all my life. He's called me here, and I'm happy. I'm happy, regardless of where God put me. All my life, I wanted to be a football coach. I wanted to be a coach of this. I wanted to be a teacher, and I did that for a while. But then I surrendered all and said, God, what do you want me to do? And He brought me here, and I'm happy in God's will, not just what I want to do. You can be happy doing what God wants you to do. You can be happy being aware of what's going on around you and not just living your own life, living happy, living carefree, living your best life now. None of that garbage. Living a prosperity life. No. I'm not living in fear at all. That's the bottom line. Now, if you look what's going on in the world now, I mean, it's a very, very high chance that we're going to be going to war with Russia. I don't know if it's going to be a surprise right before the election or if it's going to be after the election when they find out that Hillary's won the election. I don't know if it's going to be after she's in office or they're going to wait for the first stupid thing that she does, which probably won't be long. I don't know, but we are going to go to war with Russia. It's a very, very high probability. And there's a good chance that it's going to be nuclear. Now, I hope it's not nuclear. I don't want rough, difficult times. I don't want to go to war. But if that's the case, that the Bible tells me that we're going to be going through tribulation, then I need to be prepared for it. God warns us of these things, and He doesn't just warn us just to tell us just for whatever. We need to take action. We need to be prepared for these things. We need to be aware of what's going to be going on. We need to strengthen our hearts so we can get through difficult times. I hope it doesn't go nuclear. I really hope it doesn't go nuclear. Am I prepared for nuclear? Yes, I am prepared. I am prepared. I know I have a plan. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm taking there. I know how to tell how much fallout is in the air. I know how long I need to be in my shelter. I know when I can come out and how to measure things then. I know what I can eat afterwards. I know where I can live afterwards. But it's going to be a hassle. It's going to be a hassle. It's not going to be easy. I hope I don't have to go through that. It's difficult. I hope I don't have to go through that. But I am prepared for it regardless. I mean, some people will say, the Russians are going to attack, and they'll just be so scared, oh no, the Russians are going to attack. I don't look at it that way. I see it as, oh, the Russians are going to attack. What can I do? What are some actions I need to be taking? It's not going to catch me off guard if we go to war with Russia. It's not going to catch me off guard if there's an EMP, a nuclear attack. Because I'm already ready for that. Now, I'm not hoping, I'm not praying that that does happen. I'm not going to be disappointed if it doesn't happen because I don't want it to happen. But I'm aware of what's going on. And my mom taught me it's better to be safe than sorry. We need to hope for the best, pray for the best, but be prepared for the worst. So, I hope this was helpful, but I'm not living in fear. You shouldn't live in fear, but I encourage you to be aware of what's going on. If you don't want to be aware, if you want to ignore that the bear's coming after you, if you want to ignore the cars coming after you, if you just want to sing your songs and just live a wonderful life and feel, oh, Jesus will always protect me. I'll never go through pain. I'll never go through suffering. I'll never go through difficulties, tribulation, hard times. Well, you need to get a new pastor. You need to stop following whoever's telling you that stuff because it ain't in the Bible. It's not in the Bible at all. All right. Thanks for watching.